Hey, dreamers. It has been a while, I think. Well, been a while that I have recorded something for dreams related content. And this is going to be um, something that I did last year. It's called Secret Santa. It's organized by YahDeh from the Dreams community. And basically, it's like you are going to make a present for someone that you're going to be assigned to. And I got a person. I'm not going to say who I got because I think that's maybe fun of the whole thing to maybe if you're going to watch this as a series, because it's going to be in serie, as I did also last year. That took me 40 hours, a little bit 40 hours plus. I made 40 videos, 40 episodes with that one, for each one about an hour. I will try to do it in less than I did before, because we only have like, 19 days. No, not 19. Yeah, 19 days. That at the moment of recording this, we have less than 2 weeks. No, a little bit more than 2 weeks. Sorry, a little bit more than 2 weeks. But so to 90 days basically. So I am going to try to make it a little bit more easier for myself this time. I went a little bit nuts last year. If you have not seen that series yet, I had Valhalla as a to make a present for him or her, or I don't know, for them. They made a robot game in Dreams, and I really love that game so much. I love robots. I love mechs and stuff like that. So yeah, it's so I really enjoyed that game that he made. What they made, and so he had a beginning of the game. You were walking inside the hall. I'm not sure if I'm going to put footage over this one or not. Normally, I don't edit in my videos, but maybe I will do it for this so you can see what I'm talking about. And he had like there were like two people actually in the game, so you were like playing with two people, or playing with one character, but what was like a sidekick walking with you, and it was like a hallway. Sorry. And the hallway was basically where you're going to start the side mission, because the whole base was attacked and you were going to try to defend the whole thing there. So you were going to jump into your mech ship, whatever you're going to call it. And I thought it was a nice idea to remake that first section of the game. I was not going to be doing the whole game, of course. I mean, that's first of all, I don't want to do that. It's copyright stuff, so I want to keep that for what it was. But I kind of want to do a little bit of like a little bit of an ode to the game that they made and that I really enjoy playing. And so you will have to see it more as a fan service, a fan creation, fan art, whatever you're going to call this. So I kind of want to make it like, how would I have done this with in that particular scene? How would I have made that particular scene? And I wanted to do that as a surprise. So first, I didn't start with this. First, I did the classic Christmas scene where you're going from the wind, like you're going outside, you're seeing it snow outside, going through the window, then you see the fireplace. It's very, very basic Christmas thing you can think of, right? That was the whole idea, to surprise, to keep the element of surprise later on. And so you first was just like a normal Christmas scene, blah blah blah, with the firework, with the fireplace, and then the camera slowly pans into the fire. And the next scene, the fire is then not fire from the fireplace anymore, but from the scene from his creation, not his creation, but the creation that I made, basically. But then remade, recreation, remaster, whatever you want to call that. And that was the whole idea, to surprise the person. It was a little bit too ambitious, and I didn't really realize that, because like I thought I could do this very quickly by making this creation, and because like I had that idea in mind when you're like going first with the Christmas scene, then go in the fireplace, and then go into the whole the game where his creation was taking place, but then a little bit different, so not exactly the same, just like a remastered version of it. And you couldn't really do anything. There was no gameplay, but just like you can walk around in the scene. You could interact with something, but that would like lead to the end of the scene. This time, however, I have a new person that I got assigned to, and this particular person is very well, like this person is very creative. So I feel a little bit pressured right now. This person is very creative, and I have seen their creations. I've seen their stuff in dreams, and yeah, they're very talented, and I know what they were working on. I'm not sure if it's still in the works or not, because like with all the dreams happening with dreams currently, so I'm not sure if it's still on the hold or if it's still worked on. I don't know. The community is getting a little bit smaller and smaller, sadly. Maybe they're still working on that particular game. If I'm going to say what the game it is, I will already spoil who this person is. But yeah, so I feel a little bit pressured. So I kind of want to keep it very small this time. Also, I don't have that many time myself. I mean, basically it's December. Things are always crazy with Christmas and stuff like that. Holiday. Oh, things are falling inside my house right now. Oh, not in my house, but in my so if you hear a little bit of noise, sorry about that. So yeah, so it's a little bit crazy. Like it's our crazy times right now. But I got asked if I wanted to join for Secret Santa again. And I said, of course. I loved it last year. It was like the first time I did that. Although this event is already for the 3rd year right now. I didn't participate the first one, but I did participate the second one. And I'm also now going to participate the 3rd edition for the Secret Santa. And I really love this idea. It's like a sort of like you're building a surprise for someone. But then like in your own way and in the way of like what you want to do with dreams, but it also has to be kind of a little bit related to the person that you are making this for. And I have a certain idea, and it's going to be a challenge because I've never done this before myself. So I still, at the moment of recording, I still don't really know where I'm going yet with this, or how far I'm going to push myself for this. Knowing myself, maybe it's going to be taking another 40 hours to make all this. I hope not, but hey, then all the better for all the episodes you can watch all the get on YouTube, because I will, of course, when you're hearing this, it's all on YouTube. I will release all the content on YouTube. So yeah, depending on how much I'm going to make, how long I'm going to take this, am I going to do the full process? I think it's fun to do that. I did that last time in last year Secret Santa. I showed the whole process from beginning till the end to the final product. I showed the whole process. It took me 40 hours to make that. And you can watch the whole episode, all of the episodes in its whole. You can watch it on YouTube if you want that. Still, you want to see how I made that. There was one thing I left out. I did not do it on recording, and that was the fine-tuning of a few bits here and there with the camera working and some music fixes that I had to make. I didn't really felt that was enough to show on recording. It was basically boring parts. But this time I'm going to make a little bit of a smaller creation. So I'm not going to go all out again, and not because like because of the person or anything like that, but simply because I don't have the time. But I was still going to do my best to make something very cool. And at the moment, I have not really done much research. I did research a little bit of what they made in the past, but I think the most iconic thing that they were working on, or they maybe still working on. I'm going to not recreate it. Well, partly I'm going to recreate it, but then I'm going to either or make a mini game out of it. It is in my idea of doing this, or I'm going to make something that you can like look around with the camera and can maybe interact inside the place where I'm going to build it, and then I don't know, do something fun with it, or I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to make a game out of it or if I'm going to make something that I feel more comfortable with it, and that is more of like the aesthetics of the look and feel, which is really more of what my comfort zone is. I do sometimes go out of my comfort zone if I create something inside Dreams or outside Dreams. I often go a little bit sometimes off my comfort zone. But considering the time that I have, and considering that I do not have that much time to create all this, I think I have to do it a little bit more efficiently than I did last year. And I know I'm already have like a long intro right now. I will this first video I'll probably going to put a timestamp inside here, so you can basically like skip through the intro. But but I have to tell all this because like yeah, it is a little bit of like a challenge for me, and I do not really know where I want to go with this. But if I'm going to start to create, you have to keep in mind that the person that I'm going to create this is going to probably see it or play it themselves. I don't know. It's also going to be I think it's also going to be streamed on YahDeh's Twitch channel. So if you're not following her, go check her Twitch, twitch.tv/YahDeh. I will also put a link into my description below here, the video, on each video, by the way, and so you can like go right there. So yeah, it's I'm a little bit nervous because like I'm still not really know at this moment of recording where I want to go with this creation. Normally I have an idea right away. With Valhalla, I had an idea right away. And idea was that with remaking one small section of the game that he made as a fan art thing for fun, for a surprise. This time I'm a little bit more nervous because like I do not really know. I don't have the idea yet. It probably is going to get there. I always have that. There's always going to be some point in my development that I think, okay, I'm going to start from here, and then later on, like, oh wait, now I have a good idea. So it always happens with me later on. It always happens with me like that. I do not know where I have to start, to be honest. I do not know. I have to be honest, I do not know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this off outside of what you're going to see right now. I'm going to do a little bit of like, not like research, but like finding some references. Because like I do have a little bit of an idea. I only don't know how I'm going to like pull it off, basically. So I'm going to type something. So bear in mind. Let me see. Let me check. All right. I'm not sure if I can find something that I'm like, hey, that's maybe cool for. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're not going to see this because that will be spoiler for. Although I'm going to upload this video after the event is done, so I'm not going to upload the very first video. This video is going to be uploaded after the event is over. Otherwise, I'll go to spoil it right away if I'm making something. So I don't really want that. But what I do want is Um, I'm thinking of like there are like two things that I'm thinking, or I'm going to make a just an still image, or I'm going to do do a mini game. I am thinking of doing a mini game, to be honest. But I'm not really, the thing is that I do not really know. I do not really know how to, I've never, I made one video game in Dreams, and that was Sharky's Mini Avengers, which was a very basic one, where I could just like walk, like in 2D and 2.5D basically. And maybe I'm going to do something like this. Maybe I'm going to make a 2.5D mini game, but then like a mini mini game. I think that would be fun. I think I can pull it off. Although it's going to evolve. It's going to involve the something that I've never done before, and yeah, I can say, because like this video is already going to be released after the event is done. So if you're curious about all this, you probably already have seen it. But maybe you don't, and now you still want to guess anyway. I don't know. I'll try to be as vague as possible with what I'm going to create. But eventually you're going to, if you know this person, and probably you will, because they are well known in the community. It's one of the well known people in the Dreams community. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm first going to sculpt something, or start to sculpt something, and from that moment I'm going to decide later what I want to do with it, because that is not what I know yet. I don't know if I'm going to make a mini game out of this, or if I'm going to just make it more like a static scene. Time-wise, that will be maybe better. But if I have time left, I probably going to make a mini game out of it. All right, so enough talking. I don't know how long I'm talking right now. Probably a little bit too long. Yeah, it's almost like 70 minutes, or like it's almost 80 minutes actually. 80 minutes of intro. I will make sure I put a timestamp after these because like the intro is way too long. But there's always like it's always the first video of when I'm creating something new. It happens like this at a long time. So I'll make a timestamp at the mark of now. So okay, let's go. Let's build in the creation, and I don't really know where I have to start actually. So I can tell you what I'm going to build, but I kind of want to keep it as a surprise for now, and you go maybe to guess where I'm going with it. Because that is like maybe fun for the very first video to keep it as a secret. I think the best way is to build in mirror mode, since the object that I'm going to craft is in mirror mode basically, so that I only need to make one side, which saves me a lot of time. Well, in Jechta terms, it saves me probably 2 minutes. I don't know. So yeah, like I said, I don't really know where exactly I want to start yet, but I think I'm going to start with the front of the sculpture. I need to see, can I go still lower than, yeah, because the thing is pretty thin. The front, there we go. And I'm a little bit nervous. I've never made something like this before, at least not in a 3D program or in Dreams. I did make, that's not completely true. I did, and it was like many years ago when I was still in school. on the graphical design school. I made something not similar, but in the same category. I made something, and in 3D, one of my favorite things. I'm not going to say what it is yet. But I did once made something, but that was like very long time ago. It's really hard to tell if it's. I think it's also a little bit crooked. It's really. I need to try to zoom the picture in. I'm going to do that. I have it on my other screen right now. I think it's hard to tell, but I think it looks like it's a little bit crooked. The under part, I do not know how that looks because I can only see it from the side. So I'm probably going to use a little bit of my own touch, a little bit here and there, just for the sake of that I do not know how the part underneath how that looks like, because I can't see that. There's maybe a way to do it. I think the person has maybe a playable version in Dreams itself. I need to see if that's true or not. So I can maybe check out how it looks underneath there. But yeah, you probably still don't know what I'm going to build right now. It's very vague. Although maybe if I'm going to do the side things, maybe you can already guess where it's going to lead to, maybe. So that could be fun. Let me get rid of the middle. There we go. Less is better sometimes. I don't like all the stuff into my screen. Oh, I don't think I can get there anymore. Can I? No, let's do it on this way. Also, I want to make it as high quality as possible. I don't really have to worry about graphics that much because it's not going to be like a super long like creation or a game or anything or sort of like that. So we can like boost up a little bit of like the graphics. I don't care. Normally I don't do this. Normally it's always the other way around, and I would go to as low as possible with the quality. But I kind of want to make a very high quality creation of one of their creation, their iconic creation, and it's also something that I really love. And I think that's maybe the best way to do it. I still don't know how I'm going to pull this off, guys. I'm feeling a little bit pressure because this person is very talented. So yeah. It's and I'm like I also don't want to like do it half baked. So I really want to do my very best for this. Am I going to use this shape, by the way? No, I think a cylinder is maybe the best option for this. And then like this. Like I said, maybe you can already going to start to guess where I'm going to. Like I said, when I'm going to build the sides parts, then maybe there is already going to be ringing a bell for some people that know this person. It's still too thick, by the way. Damn it. Oh no, really? That's okay. Then I have another idea. Then I will do that later on. I will do it manually because the side stuff needs to. It also is a little bit round, so I have to do a little bit of tweaking later on. It's really hard to tell if the side things are straight or not. From the perspective, From the perspective that I'm looking right now, it looks like it's also crooked a little bit, but it's, I don't know. Oh. It looks like it's maybe 5% in. Oh, then we need, of course, maybe more. Maybe even more, because it needs to probably line up with this one here. It's probably in the same line. Let me try to. It looks like we are pretty much lined up. There we go. I could be wrong though. I have to find if there is somewhere a better view of this object. And this one we're going to do manually down like that. There we go. And now I need to use how am I going to pull that off? No. Looseness amount, no. Huh? There we go. I was apparently in the stamp mode instead of. Okay, so sub blend. Because the corners are not so hard lined. Not sure if this is the way to do it, but like I said, I'm super nervous to make this. And of course, it's about the idea, right? It's not like. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to not do my best. Like, I always want to show my appreciation what they made. All right. I think that's okay. Probably we need to pull the. No, I think that's fine. Actually, I think that's the right height. Like, I still do not really know. If I look, I'm 100% sure that this one is a little bit more up because of the airflow. I'm already spoiling it right now. I'm already spoiling it. Like this. I put so many references in my wording. Even some are very unintentional. But if you still don't know where I'm going for right now, yeah. I'm also not sure if this is. Yeah, okay. I'm going to make it like. Wait, am I going to use hard line maybe? Hard blend. Or is that going to be weird? That's going to be weird. Without soft blend, is that going to be doing me justice? Don't know yet, to be honest. Really hard to tell from the picture references that I'm holding right now. I will stamp it. I can always tweak it later on. Like, first I want to build something that looks as close as possible with everything. And then later on, I'm going to, of course, we need to paint. Now, the painting is not so hard. Although, I don't even think I need to do painting. I think we can use text gadgets to make it even better looking. Because if I can paint, but yeah, I think I'm going to use stickers for this, and then put it in the right color as what this iconic thing is. I think that's maybe a good idea. But don't hold me onto it. I can maybe either paint it. But if I like the way how the ooh, I almost was about to say the word. What is this? If I look at how it looks, I think that it's maybe nicer if you're going to put it somewhere in a room, or if you're going to, or maybe if you're actually going to drive with it. I don't know. I'm not sure if we're going to make a mini game out of this. I think that's maybe a little bit too much ambitious again for me. Yeah, so I don't want to do it like I try to make it one-on-one, like on one-on-one creation, but I also want to do a little bit of like my own touch, the Jechta touch, the Jechta style. Basically the same what I did with the Valhalla creation last year. I respect the original creation, and so what I did was like I kept as much as possible with the vibe of the original creation that the person itself made, but then I changed it in a slightly way to give a little bit of like my Jechta style into there. And I'm going to do the same approach with this creation for this year's Secret Santa for this particular person. I'm not going to say who it is yet, but I think I will, as soon as I make the whole thing, especially with maybe with the color scheme that is going to be put on, I think then the surprise element is already gone. But luckily, that will be like an upload like somewhere in 2024, so then the person already knows way before that. Yeah, man, I don't know. I think the best way to start is underneath to make the question is, how am I going to do that? How am I going to pull that off? Because I don't really know how that looks. Am I going to make it in one sculpt? No. If I like, normally I would do it. Normally I would say like, yes, I will sculpt everything in one sculpt. I think that the original creation is mostly also made in one sculpt, except maybe for some other parts that needs to be moving. But other than that, I think that the most of the creation, the original creation is made in one sculpt, also to save probably some graphics turmo and gameplay turmo, of course. But for the sake of this creation, I'm going to do it in parts, so different sections. And the reason why that is because then I know, then I can put a little bit more detail in there, so high quality detail into this creation, instead of just going there we go, and then we do it like this again, basically the same way how I did the first thing. And so this is going to be underneath there, and I'm not really sure how am I going to pull this off. Like, it's going to be the very first time I'm going to make something like this. I don't even know the thing is with like creating something like this, normally I use puppets for the references of like the scale. I can still do that for scale wise to see how far I need to go. But then you're probably only going to tell, yeah, it's inevitable to I think you already can tell what I'm going for right now. Especially if I'm going to do this. You're probably already going to tell. 100% sure. I need to have him staying in this position. So I'm just going to pull everything to 0. No gravity. That's probably an easy way to do this, by the way. Cheap. Oh, dit was al die van cheap. upper body. I don't really have to do this actually. I know there's a setting, auto look, we need to turn that off. Visible, not movable, not collidable. Collision shape doesn't really matter. Lights width, well, it doesn't matter. So if I press play, it should stay in position. There we go. All right, so yeah, it's basically inevitable to at this point, because like I need the puppet. I need the puppet for this to in order to know where I need to because like I don't know the skill of this this creation, though. I don't know the exact skill, so I have to do it a little bit out of my head. And I have to like look at like where does the proportion go. I think the seat is around here. If you can already guess, and if you have not seen the event itself, and you already know who this is, or for who this is meant to, then I'm happy and sad at the same time, because like, I kind of want to keep the surprise still, but yeah. So the bottom thing. I can maybe put some placeholders here and there. But that can come later. Don't know how I'm going to do this, because like it looks like this ends both with the ending of the seat. At least that's how it looks like. So it's around here. And then there's a little bit still thing going behind there. But that's basically how it looks like. And the nose is indeed like that. I only know if the nose is... Maybe I need to... Maybe it's a little bit too close still from the... Yeah, he needs to go a little bit more down here. Because I still need to think of there's a nose happening here in front. So this could be more stretched out again. Like that. For now. 7% already. Like I said, I'm just going to make it a little bit like one sec, high quality, because we don't need it for much anything else. I don't think I'm going to make a mini game out of it. I think I will see if I have more time left, basically. Then I'm probably going to make still a mini game out of all of this. But also I just want to make this first and see how far I go to get. If this already going to take me 40 hours, then I cannot do it at all. Okay, so the side is a little bit broader, because the in between we have here. I can already... Yeah, no, I'm not going to say it, but it's almost like... You can already tell. I'm going to use a cylinder for this, for the cutouts. Don't know. It's hard to tell from here. So what I'm talking about is that we do need some subblend happening, at least, but not too much. That's not going to work. I don't think this is the way to do it. I think maybe start with the nose already. And the nose is here. A little bit more up. Like it needs to be almost fit in the gap. So here. move this one. And yeah, that looks good. And and then I think then we can continue with the square again. I'm only not sure if I can, because like the underneath part is also more roundier than what I did before. Oh yeah, great. Let me make a lot smaller. Like so. Not really, but let me first cut it out. I don't have to worry about yeah. The thing is that like this is something I always do. I always make it so hard for myself. Okay, why is this not in the same? Did I not put the nose into the same grid? Apparently not. It's a little bit weird. If I do it tapping like this. How about now? What about now? It should. What am I doing wrong right now? Okay, no, it's correct. Sort of. Still a little bit like. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like this. But you can still see there's like an... It doesn't really matter because you cannot go to see it anyway, but I'm Jechta and I don't like when this stuff happens, so... There you go, that's better. Just had to tap one time. The other one was not on set on the right grid. Okay, there's another problem. I'm not going to do it right away, but I want to see if I can pull it off still. Because I first need to make the underneath part still. Okay, I can... Okay, that's... Okay, I think I can pull that off. In the... Yeah. Okay, that looks good. As long as I can make it a little bit more round underneath there. Yes, okay. We're not going to do that right away. Because that's for the final thing. After we have created the underneath thing. Okay, so now I need to figure out where it goes into the broad section. Like the... I have to put something else first to see where I'm going with this. Again, we make it in the center. There we go. Oh. These are placeholders, by the way. These are not going to be used for... but I need to see where the wheels are going and how much space. Something like here. It's maybe a little bit too big still, but and then of course the cylinder. I don't have to make it working though. I don't. Yeah, maybe I can pull that off too, but that's not really. So, for the sake of letting you know that this is a placeholder, I'm just going to pull a different color so I know, like, oh, okay, that's placeholding stuff. I think that the space between this is correct, and now that I'm looking at it, is the front correct? Is this how that? I don't know. It doesn't really make like aerodynamic wise. It doesn't really make sense like this, right? Or does it? No, you would more make sense if it's the other way around. For the aerodynamic to be working normally. So it should be more like this. More inwards, right? And I'm not sure if it's also in the original creation. That's a little bit the problem that I have right now. Because I do not know if that's actually the case here. Also, I need to adjust. And it's also more inwards. And it's also smaller. Like I said, like we first need to make sure that the proportions are correct. And I'm really building this based off like on an image from the original creation. That's sometimes really hard to. I have to fix this later on. It's just I can cut out that I need to do there, but it looks like this more goes a little bit behind the wheels. That's how it looks there. And we cut this out. Oh, I cannot do that, of course, with... There we go. Nothing to see there. Only need to make these round again in the normal way. I think this is how it also is in the original. But I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong with this. But I would assume. And let's be honest, I don't want to like create it exactly the same. Like I said, I want to, of course, do my Jechta touch on everything. Obviously. But I also want to respect the original creation. So I don't want to drift too far. I keep doing this. I keep using my wordings that like it's meant for this creation. I don't want to drift too far away from from the original creation. I don't want to do that. Oh no. Let's keep go back on track. Okay, this is forced. This is forced what I'm now doing. Now I'm just forcing my warnings, but the other one was not forced at all. That was unintended. Okay, so now we need to see how am I going to do this. Because I think let me pull this a little bit more down. Because I think that it goes in the sideline, as far as I can tell. And it's around the steering part, which is quite there in the front. So it's around here. Yeah, I think so. Let me stamp this. And then we need to cut this out. I will do this manually. Because that's not really a good way to do this. Because you always cut out some other parts that you don't want. There we go. Alright. Yeah. I think that's how that is. I'm not sure if the space is correct between the wheel and the front, but I think it's okay. I really love the design of this one, to be honest, that the person made. It's only like, yeah, you do not know how they what their way of starting doing this, so I have to try to figure out myself if I was about to make something like this, how would I do that. And like I said before, I've never made something like this before, at least not in dreams, also not really outside of dreams, to be honest. Right, and then I think that is pretty much what it is. Yeah. The problem, or not, yeah, it's not really technically a problem, but I have to go up because I also need to cut down later on in the creation itself side things. So I'm going to pull this up a little bit higher because I need to cut some stuff out. That's what I need to do. Not sure exactly how I'm going to do that. Also is the yeah, it shouldn't be extended the wheel though, so that's fine. And now I need to know how am I going to do this, because the top part that's going on top of this, I also want to do it in another sculpt. So I think that the whole creation is going to be, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different parts. To keep the quality high. I think that's best way to describe that. Okay, so now we need to do the side stuff. At least I'm seeing the side thing here, so I can a little bit like figure out how it looks. Okay, so the end where around the seat place, it's let me see. Is it this way? can always tweak it later on. Okay, that's at least the height. Right, and then I need to pull one on top. That does do the cutting out for me again. Let me do that on the whole filter then. I have to do it manually again, or maybe in a lower grid. And this one do it manually. Something like this. And although the side part is way too long. Or not. Yeah, because like the side wings, if you can call it like that, is not so broad. It's more like that it stands around here. Which means that the guy that's sitting should be around here as well. Like so. Because it's about the same place where the guy sits, so it's should be either there. This is what I mean with let me redo this. This is what I mean with I have to like trial and error sometimes with how I'm doing all this. Okay. Yeah, let me pull that into my whole creation again. I know. Okay. And then we need to pull that down like that. There we go. That's about it. And then it goes up, and then it goes into a hard corner. So here it goes in a pretty hard corner for the back wheel. Something like this. I think it's in the same line as that one. At least I would assume that is going to be the case. Like this. If that's the... I think we need one more. I think it's like that. Yeah, it's like that. Okay. And so the heart corner. Let me pull this down at the same size as that one. And then stretch this one out. I only don't know how the back looks. I have no idea. I actually have no idea. Okay, so we have here the wheels. And of course that one is a lot bigger. Is it one size longer, maybe? I don't know. I've been disconnected from the server. No, I think this was the right size for this. Again, placeholders. These are not the things that I'm going to work with. But I need to know how big and small I need to make these wheels. Not sure if this is too big. That's too big, isn't it? Also, they need to be in the same height. So I'm just going to quickly pull a surface under there. Oh. Like this. There you go. That should be it. And I think that they also are a little bit out of the thing, so they should be around there for the grip situation. Right. We clone this one. Doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be so precise because like it's placeholding stuff. So that's like the service looks nice. Okay, can get rid of that again. Yeah, so the only thing is that I do not really know how the side looks. It looks like there is something sticking out on the side, but I don't know how this ending on the back, like if it's like completely like this. I have no idea. So I have to either go for a little bit more research on their creation, what they exactly did in the ending, the backside of this creation. But I think I'm also in my first hour, a little bit less. I mean, like, well, I am an hour long recording, but we had, of course, like an 15 minutes intro. So, but I'm going to leave it for here for now for this very first episode of my Secret Santa. And I think if you do not know the event itself, or if you have not seen the event yet, which you should, by the way, if you have not checked it right now, check out the event. You can find it on YahDeh stream or on our own Dreams page as well. I will make a link, of course, in my description. So check that out. But if you have not checked it out yet, but you already know for who this is, or maybe the person itself is watching this, then they may be laughing at me like, "Oh my God, Jechta is doing it this way? What's stupid?" But yeah, so it's a little bit of a challenge for me because like I never made a creation like this before. So I have to figure out how would I do it. I try to do my best, and of course it looks still very silly right now because like we don't have like all the details, and it's always like the thing with like with the beginning of sculpting, it always looks very bland and weird because like you don't really, of course you see already the shape is starting, but it very looks like it's from a PlayStation 1 area. So it looks very basic, basic shapes. That's how it looks. But of course, we're going to, even though the creation itself is, I don't want to say basic. That's rude to say that, but it is in a very simple shape. Maybe that's a better way to say that in the correct way. So it's in a very simple shape. But I am going to, of course, like how the original creation is with a lot of detail, or a lot of detail. There is some detail in there, and I'm going to try to pull that off also as well in this creation. It's going to be a challenge for me. I'm not going to lie, and it's I'm very nervous of like how exactly I'm going to do the whole thing. I think that the most challenged part with this creation is the how the shape is looking, because it's really hard to tell sometimes from one image. Only see one image right now where the exact shape is going. I can guess a little bit of where it goes, and I can guess like like how the shapes are a little bit formed. But I will probably going to be ending up like that. It looks a little bit different than what they made. But yeah, that's of course like the downside of like of this situation. But I really enjoyed to doing this. Like I said, I do not know how long it's going to take me with this whole creation. Hopefully it's not going to be another 40 hours. But if it is, then I'm going to be very sorry if that's going to be the case. If it's going to be a 40-hour video again, then I'm going to apologize for that. But yeah, I don't know if I want to make it also that you can drive around with it. That would be, to be honest, it would have been insane cool to do that. But I think I'm going to make just an aesthetic, and with camera work. So I think that's what I'm going to do. For time wise, I think that's the best way to do this. I'm maybe even considering to do the. No, you already know what this is, right? This is obviously a drivable vehicle, right? So you already know what it is, right? So I think what I'm going to do is I will put also things around it. So not per se maybe the area as much, a little bit. I think I'm going to hold a certain perspective into my camera so that I don't have to create too much around the scene. But I'm also going to make maybe a road where he's standing on, where this particular vehicle is standing on. So I'm going to make the road and also the famous things, you know, from the roads, from this thing. I try to be as fake as possible, even though you know it's a drivable vehicle right now. I mean, it could also be a plane, to be honest, or a boat, or some gymnastic things that look like also halters, like. But don't worry, it's going to be fine. I hope, not a promise. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure. I really want to make it a nice looking scene, and I think I'm going to use maybe one cameras or a few cameras here and there. I do not really know. But just that like it's such like an aesthetic shot of this creation. Like I said, I'm not going to do too much crazy, because like if I put like gameplay element into it, I can do it, but I'm afraid that the 19 days of working time is not enough for me to do all that. Because I cannot like sculpt every day, sadly. So I think for my work time, and it's of course it doesn't have to be, of course, insane. It's just for fun, right? But I want to like put all my love and effort into this, because I love dreams a lot, and I love doing this for this particular person, to show how appreciate I am with their creations, because they are very talented. And so yeah, I'm going to leave it like here for this video. So in the next episode, we're going to sculpt this vehicle further on. Before I'm going to record the next video, I am going to do a little bit more research on their creation, see if I can find something how it looks on the backside of this. I think there is something, because I remember that they also made games, a Dreamscom boot with this inside. So then I can look around it. So I think I'm going to make their screenshot a little bit for myself, so I know exactly how that I have to be. No, I can make screenshots without them as long as I'm not uploading it on the server. Otherwise, I would like, hey, wait, why is Jechta making suddenly screenshots of my creation suddenly? But I can make screenshots of it. So, yeah. I think I'm going to research a little bit of how exactly everything is looking. Not that I want to make it exactly the same as their creation, but like I said, I really want to give at least that you can recognize it. At least that like it's recognizable. It's one of their favorite creations that they made. That's what I'm trying to do. And of course, with my own Jechta play style into this creation as well. With the environment, so you have to use your imagination right now. You're going to see the asphalt, or like how's it called, like the road itself, with it. So yeah, it's going to be fun. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will enjoy this whole new series again from Secret Santa. How long this is going to take, that depends how long it's going to take me, but I'll try not to do 40 videos again, because the last year was pretty long. Try to do it smaller, but you have to find out how long this year is going to be. I will record all the process, as long as it's like things that I do. It can be that in the end of the final product, or like if I'm close to the end, I may be going to do it a little bit off recording stuff to fine tune here and there, but I will do mostly the whole process. I will record this in every hour, in every section of an hour, because then it's a little bit more bearable to watch. If I do it longer, then it gets a slog, and maybe you want to watch this when you are chilling at home or at work or having a lunch break or something like that. So thank you so much for watching. I'm talking way too much. It's my personality. I cannot do that, anything about that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I'll see you in the next video of Secret Santa Part 2. Well, Part 2 is well, for me it's Part 2, but actually it's the third version of Secret Santa. So yeah, I hope I'll see you in the next video. And as always, don't forget to dream, everybody. Bye bye.